Hello, hello. Just getting myself set up. All right. Oh, was the music? Sorry, hold on. Just a little bit. There we go. Let me know if that's too much. It sounds like it's. So let me check this out. Hold on. Oh, I did the wrong way. There we go. Hopefully that's okay. Let me listen. It might be a little too loud. So I am just going to kill the music. Just going to kill the music today. You want music? You turn on your own music. Sorry. I chose a bad station, I guess. I don't know, it was a little too much. All right, let's get ourselves ready to go here. Oh, I gotta turn this light on in here. Oh, which one? Oh, I gotta plug it in. Let me get my plug down here. I gotta plug a couple things in, it looks like. Plug that in so it doesn't. And plug this one in. All right. It's good to be prepared. I'm going to be here so early. That's better. I wasn't going to be here so early, and well, on time, I should say. And things changed, so I think that's good there. Let's take that off so it's not in my view. All right, let's get our linseed oil opened up. So I was going to start a half an hour later, and because I had a meeting that went up till just right about now, and I didn't want it to interfere. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, I think you can. Take this off too. Oops, that's okay. All right. We're gonna get right to work. Here's where we're at. Let's put up the little corner screen there. I think that looks pretty good. Let's get our mall stick ready. Let's get our paints ready too, because our paints are all still covered up. I did the right thing yesterday and I covered them up. I've been using this piece of plastic for a while now, so that makes me happy. Sticking a little bit. I don't mind sticking. Alright, let's put that over here. Out of the way. And I also did, I got my sleeves all tacked up. I've had this smock for, I don't know, 15 years or so, maybe longer. And I never knew that this little thing was hidden on the inside, so I tacked them up so I never have to roll up my sleeves ever again. All right, let's get to work. What are we doing here? I've got my brushes all washed here. Let's see, where am I going to start here? I think I'm going to start with this brush. This is my 3mm. I've been liking that one. I kind of wish I had like a 4mm, maybe 5mm. How big is this other one? That's a 10mm. Yeah, I need like a 5mm, I think. Something just a little bit bigger. But this one's still good. I like it. All right, we got to make some decisions on where we're starting here. I think I'm going to go with this gray area in here. My goal is to pretty much cover this up today, so that I can move on to the glass and then start doing that wood on the bottom there. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But glad you're joining today. Good to see you again. Hope you're having a great day. It's Friday. Yay! The weekend. And Christmas is almost here. I don't know if you celebrate. It's a good time of year. All right, let's just get started. Let's clean off my brush because I washed them properly yesterday. I want to make sure I don't have any soap left in there. And then we get a little linseed oil, as usual. And hey, I'm gonna post a little thing about portraiture because I saw your drawing, and I'm gonna give you some advice. One of the biggest things when you're doing portraiture is, hold on a second, I need to look at this real quick. Boy, that almost blends into the background. So I'm looking at this edge right here. And when I painted this dark line here, my assumption, because I wasn't paying attention, was that this part that I didn't paint just to the right is the same as up here, right? Where it's a little bit lighter on the edge. But that's not true. It goes black all the way to the edge. Very, 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 very close to, I mean, it is the same color as the background here. So right here, this color just goes right up there, and I've got to figure out how to do that. All right, I might start there on that edge there. So let me get some nice dark stuff here. Let's move that dry stuff over to the side. There's plenty of wet stuff in there, see? And I'm going to put this over here, I think. And let me just get a bit of this stuff here. Put that in there. I don't like to paint with pure black because it's very rare to have pure black. There's always a light coming from somewhere that's bouncing off of something. So that's probably close enough right there. Get a little oil. And let's get started right on the edge. What I'm concerned about is not being able to see what I've just done. And geez, I might actually change brushes. I'm gonna put that one down for a second. Put that one right over here. And I'm gonna change to my pointed number 5. Round number 5. Alright, let's go back to what we're doing. Some paint on my brush that I just mixed. Alright, now This is a little trickier than I thought. Not trickier, just there's some things I didn't notice before. Yeah, that's plenty dark. That's good. I was worried about if it was going to be dark enough against the background. It's got to stand out. I'm just trying to figure out that space there. And so I keep putting my fist up, making a little hole with my hand, and looking at that area. There's some nuances I hadn't noticed before that I think is important to make sure I get in there. It's really subtle. But it's enough to make it important to do. Get a little more paint on my brush. So you missed yesterday, I think. I didn't notice you in the room anyways. I had a blast yesterday. There was so many people. There was like 3 people, one brand new person who hadn't been here before. But they just talked the whole time, pretty much. And that was super, super nice. I'm also concerned about everything being, symmetrical one side to the other. I think I need to, I don't know, that top is weird to me. All right, I think that stands out enough if I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I was worried it was going to be too light. It's not pure black, which I'm happy about. And I can see it against the background. I think we're good with that color. All right, awesome. Yeah, 3 people actually talking. Not that I need it, but well, maybe I do. I kind of need it. I need a little. Everybody likes a little attention, right? All right. Let me look at that again. It does a funny thing. It gets lighter than darker than lighter again, which I was not expecting. But that's okay. That's why we pay attention. Brush that off. Now I need to go, like I said, it's a lighter, it's like 3 different colors, and they're all kind of blended together. Make sure there's some oil on there. So I think the lighter is going into this kind of color here that I mixed yesterday. I don't know if there's anything left on that. There is a little bit. So let me mix this over here. I think it was a little bit of yellow ochre. Put that in there. And fix some of this dark stuff that I just had. That might be it right there. Except it's not enough of it. Maybe a little more. I want to make sure I've got enough paint. more black. That's yellow ochre plus this gray here. We add a little linseed oil. Let's try that. It's funny to be all excited about just a few people, right? I liked it. It was fun. Now the question is, does it go back to the same color? I think it goes back to a different color, yeah. It's more bluish gray. It's more like one of the grays that I've got already going on. It's more like either this one or this one. I think it's more like this one. Yeah. I'm going to go with that. Wipe that off. Linseed oil. Let's get some good linseed oil in there. That hasn't been wet for a long time. Yeah, I think I can do that. I've already started that up here, so that I think that's the same color. Yeah, it is. So I'll do the same color down here. And I gotta remember to leave that little green line there. It's hard to even see it because it just kind of blends in. Oh, change that camera. Hey, Diablo girl. There's one of my friends from yesterday. Nice to see you. All right, I'm just trying to make some progress here, right? I'm doing all right. And this right here is where the glass is, that circle there, a reflection of the glass. Nice. I am doing well. It is Friday, which means I am almost done for the week. I got a little bit of work to do today. I've got a video I've got to edit. But other than that, that's about all I've got time for. Had a couple meetings this morning. Those went pretty quickly and according to plan, I guess. So nothing to complain about. See, I got a little shadow that I'm casting with this thing at the moment. Let me move it that way, maybe. All right, I've got to blend that out. I want to add a little more color in there because it's interesting because so we got this light, dark, light again, but then it gets slightly dark just before that greenish line there. So I want to make sure I get that in there. Good. Glad everybody is good today. Anybody have plans for the weekend? Anything interesting going on? I'm trying to think if I've got anything. I'm going to go out to dinner tomorrow night. And, you know, it is Christmas time. So there'll be some shopping or wrapping presents and stuff like that. So getting into the Christmas spirit, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing. I have a hard time talking about religion with other people because there's too many different points of views. And I like to I'm a neutral person, you know. I like to be very neutral about how I look at life and what's important and what isn't important. And I think people get a little too worked up about things that just aren't that important. I'm just putting a little bit of dark line right there, and I'm going to see how that blends out before I put more. I'm just going to put this brush down for a moment, and I'm going to grab, I kind of want to use the big one, but I'm really scared of messing up some of these fine lines that I've got in there. So I'm going to use my small blending brush. I'll just start on this side and try to pull that out a little bit. I think I'll have to add more paint. This should still be wet from yesterday, so. Let's see. I've got to blend this going this way. I feel like that might have dried up a little bit. I gotta press quite a bit harder than I anticipated. Yeah, a little bit of darkness on that. So I've got some on my brush still. There we go, that'll blend better. Wipe that off. I think taking religion out of Christmas is about family and sharing. Thank you for saying that, Diablo Girl. I appreciate that. And of course, food. Yes, do not forget about that. Lots of food. Yeah, I prefer to think of it about friend. It's a time for friends and family to get together. Religion's fine. It is what it is. I'd never tell anyone that their religion is wrong. I've got my own opinions about religion and all that, blah, blah, blah. But that's for me, right? That's for my own spirituality, not for anybody else's. And maybe what I have with religion is that in a lot of cultures, religion is about, conformity. I am not one to conform to the way other people are doing things. Such a rebel, right? I just want to soften this a little bit. I might have to take a smaller brush to it. Yeah, I will. I'm too worried about it. I have to take a smaller brush to it. Got this little one right here that I don't have to be as nervous about. That one. Tiny little brush. And it's kind of a crappy little brush too. But it will do what I want it to do without messing things up too much. All right, let's look at that. That looks pretty good, actually. And I'm looking at this, and I feel like I need some. I feel like it's darker at the bottom here. Oops. Sometimes there's little bits of. I'm going to get that bigger brush now, that bigger blender. Paying attention where things get lighter and where things get darker. Sometimes it's super subtle. Like that was not a lot of dark that I put on there, but it adds a certain amount of. I might even go further. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Diablo Girl. It's gotta. In my head, spirituality is about personal spirituality. It's not about what other people make religion out to be. There's too much. See, you got me all talking about religion. And I'm about to say things that I shouldn't say online. I'm going to keep it to myself. Going to keep that to myself. It's just a smarter way to live. Don't get me sucked in. I'll say that is my problem with religion, is that I can't not talk about it. So religion and politics are two things that I do not allow in my house at Christmas time. at really at any family gathering of any sort, really. Doesn't belong. Your politics, your religion, that's for you, not for me. But it's hard not to talk about it because, you know, everybody's got opinions. I certainly have my own strong opinions about certain things, and got a little too light on that. Darken that up a little bit. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I like that better. We have to be careful not to go getting too detailed on it. I'm not there yet to get detailed. But I've got to do some fixing up top here too. This needs to be blended out too. All right, coming along. I like that. That looks good. I might add a little more. A little more to that. Up here. That looks good. Let me blend that a little bit. All right. All right, I'm happy with that so far. Let's just look at that for a second. I need to blend down there a little bit. Like it's almost, you start to lose, it's sharper up top and then you lose it a little bit more down here. So I think I need to blend that over. Let's give that a shot. So sharper, duller. Make sure I get some of that paint off there. And dull this up a little bit. Still want it there, but just barely. And it kind of gradually appears a little bit more up here. So what's nice about silver stuff is that you can kind of break it up into sections and work in sections a little bit at a time, and you know, and kind of gauge how you like things as you go. But at the same time, you know, you've got a lot of repeating colors all over the place, so you don't want it to get away from you. I feel like this, I gotta do something up here still. But I still also, well, this and this is all the same, right? So why don't I start here and work my way down. I'll start to the right and work my way left, I think. It gets a little bit confusing because as I move around, I'm seeing my reflection move around in it. All right, what are you guys talking about? No plans for the weekend yet. No real plans. Let's see, person of faith, we said that. It's not my job to convince other people of what I believe in any aspect of life. Yes, I agree. Right on. Right on. All right. Where am I going now? I think I'm going back over to what I mixed earlier, maybe with it. I almost see a little red in there. Yeah, I think so. Maybe some of this put into there would do it. Let me put this down and use that flat brush. I still got some dark in there. Let's see if this is dried up. No, it's not. Great. I'm going to add just a touch, really small amount of, what is that? That's cadmium red light. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't want to mess with it too much. All right. So I'm going to go a little further, kind of block this in a little bit more. Let's see. I think I gotta use my my other brush. Oh, I didn't switch it. Switch it. Number 5 round. Oh, linseed oil. Excuse me. A little color. All right, let's get back to work. There's a little bit too much detail here. And this goes all the way over there. I'll do the same thing down here. That red spot there is a completely different color. I think that's the wood actually reflecting up to it. So I might actually put in that wood color after. Let's see. Tiny little line of light or color at the bottom of that too. I think that's a wood color again. It's like hitting that. All right, this is a little bit different, so that goes up like that, and then this comes down like that. Just looking for shapes. There we go. All right. Now, I'm basically going to, let's put my arms down so I can see that better. Put my arms down. It's hard to keep them down for some reason. And look at what I'm doing. All right. So down around that. I'm just trying to look at the shape of that, of this section right here. So going around this glass and coming down here. I want to make sure I'm painting close to the right shape. I might just, yeah, I'm gonna go right up to that line. There's detail on top of it, some highlights and stuff, but I'm not quite there. Yeah, I'm not quite there yet. And this section needs to be darker too. I'm just noticing that too. Well, we'll get there. Let's just don't let it cripple you. Don't let it paralyze you. Right? Make a decision, move on. Make a decision, move on. Except I don't have enough paint. I need more paint. Not nearly enough. A whole bunch of paint in there. Whole bunch of paint. Not nearly dark enough though. Ugh. I should get some fresh black that's starting to dry up a little bit. There we go. That's where I'm headed, right there. A little bit of this in there. A little more black. All right, let's go with that. Make a decision, move on. There was a little spot of red right there that I wanted to pick up. So I did. All right. More linseed oil on that. So it flows a little bit better. There we go. The nice part about round brushes is that you can paint a wide brush stroke, or you can paint a thin brush stroke. You don't have to, you're not bound by some kind of, so this will get me pretty thin if I wanted to. Now some of that color, interestingly enough, goes into here. And I see I should have carried that green line right into there. I'll have to get that in there afterwards. I think I still have some. Hopefully it's not dried out. Let me see. Before I keep going, let's test it. Let me see, what's this? Let's try this one. Make sure it's dry, or cleaned off, I should say. Wipe it off. Some oil. Oh. And let's see if that's still got any wetness there. Nope, that is dried up. That is unfortunate. Completely dried up. All right. Make a decision. Move on. We're gonna mix that color again, or try to. So, little color matching here. Let's get some. Hopefully, I can still have some. Should be some in there. Some wet paint. Yeah, plenty of wet paint in there. And I'm gonna put it right next to this one because that's the color I'm going for. Get a bunch of white. Bunch of white. And some yellow ochre. Messing up my yellow ochre, that's okay. Getting closer. More white. I'm going to keep going this way, I think. More yellow ochre. How's that? A little more white. These bristles are too long on this brush. Not really good for mixing. Let's see. I want it's too green. That's better. A touch more white. Get some more oil on there. I think I'm close. I'm going to put a touch, super small touch of gray in there. If I have any gray over here left. I think I do. Oh, I hope that's not too much. No, I think I'm right. I wanted to dull it down a little bit. It might be a little too dull, but it's close. Maybe a little more white. Trial and error. That's how you get colors. Trial and error. Eventually you'll get where you're going. A little more yellow ochre again. I'm going to go with that. That's close enough. Really close. Maybe a little more linseed oil on there. Kind of spiral that out. All this paint around here is dry. All right, let's try that. It's funny, it's just for this little piece, right? So in the glass, I hope that's think this brush is too big. Wash that off. Actually, the brush is too big. This brush, I don't know if this brush is still any good even. The way it's washing is weird. I might need a deep cleaning. I'm going to put that one over there for a deep cleaning. I want a smaller brush. Here we go. This is a zero small brush. Clean it off. Get my paint. Not too much, I don't need that much. Make sure I've got linseed oil on there. Drag it out, get a nice tip on it. Alright, now we can paint. So when it hits the glass, it's kind of jogs out a little bit. And then it comes back. And then straight down. Like that. It's funny, I did all that work for that one little line, right? Trust me, it's worth it. Make everything that you put down on that canvas or paper or whatever you're working on, make it worth it. Oh, is your internet out? That sucks. We've got some extra people online, so I just want to welcome you, say hi. Thanks for joining. It's nice to see you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anything you want. Chat away. I've got some awesome friends here. And usually that's what makes people disappear when I acknowledge their existence. Maybe they say, "Oh God, this guy can see me. Run away, run away." Anyone here like Monty Python? Like old school funny movies like that. I watch a lot of stuff, but that's one of my Monty Python and the Holy Grail is one of those classics that I will always remember. When I said "run away, run away," that's one of those lines from that movie. So there's more detail on this reflection of the glass, but I just want to get a sort of a background going on it. All right, that looks good. Looks good. All right, I'm gonna paint over here on the left now. Well, let's see, there's some more of that green is right there, and it looks like I got it to squiggle a little bit. I don't really want that, so maybe I'll go back to that green. I'm glad I made it. Sometimes you do something and you're like, why did I waste time on that? Well, because you never know when you need it again. Anyways, I was saying, make everything matter, right? As far as when you're drawing, when you're painting, let's see, how high up does this little green line here goes up to about there. Just want to make sure I've got it all started right where it starts. So sometimes you feel like you might be wasting time on something, or like it's taking too long. It's okay if time is time. You know, you can't get away from time. Take the time you need to do it right. All right, I like that. Take the time you need to do it right. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're not focused, you're not doing it right, you know, stop. Put the pencil down, put the paintbrush down, stop. Regroup yourself. Do what you got to do so that you can come back and nail it. That's too big a brush. I'm going to go back to that little brush that I was just using, because it's just a thin line in there. See, I'm getting down to some nice detail, but I've got to be careful. Don't go too fast. Don't go too fast. Take your time. So right on the side of this green line, I've got go. They're funny, in and out. It was funny. Somebody joined yesterday who just kind of randomly found me on, I think, you know, I was on What's Next kind of thing, and you know, what's on the next channel. She just happened to click on it, and she was like, "Whoa, this is cool," and she hung out the whole time. Diablo girl, she was like, I keep missing you. So I'm excited you didn't miss me today. I'm gonna do that on the other side there. Same thing. And then we're gonna get darker on this side too, on this big area. We'll make this into a thin point. There we go. Okay, have a good day. It was awesome of you guys to show up. I appreciate you. Oh, it's already 1 o'clock. Time flies. I got to finish this spot though. Have a great day. So happy you came. I'm going to go a little bit longer. I'll sign off a little bit later. Have a great weekend, etc., etc. Time flies when you're having fun, right? All right, now I can switch to that thicker brush. I just feel like this whole section needs to be quite a bit darker. Yep. And get my small but not too small blending brush. I'm going to try to blend that out a little bit. And then I might be able to say I'm done for the day. We'll see. Might have to come back later though, because I don't want this paint to dry on me over the weekend. Let's see. Close, close, close. So Diablo Girl, if you are working on something, I hope that you will share it when you have a chance to. You can share while you're working on it, or you can share when you're done working on it. Either way, I love to see what people are working on. So you can share it here, or you can share it in Instagram. So my name in Instagram is art.class23. Just put a period between art and class, and you'll find me. If I'm not already following you, I'll do so when I see you. Just try to darken this up a little bit. pretty good. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to do? I don't think I need to worry about that color at the moment, but I might want to straighten out that line just a touch. Get that small brush again. Yeah. This line up here. Let me see if I can straighten that out just a little bit. Oh, it's better. All right, let's see where we're at. All right, pretty happy. I've got to do something up here in this section. The lid doesn't quite. I think I've got to pull that out a little bit, but I think that's fine. All right, it's coming along. You know what? Here's a trick that I love to do sometimes. So I'll take the painting, and I think this is dried on here. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not putting my hand in wet paint. Yep. So I'll just take a painting, and I love to turn it upside down. Let's do so without dropping it. And I love to look at it upside down because sometimes there's stuff that stands out that I didn't notice when it was sitting right side up. And one of those things could be this line here, might need to get pushed out a little bit, but it's hard to tell. With the glass there, I don't know, it's being weird with my eyes. Sometimes you look at a painting for too long, you gotta kind of look at it from a different perspective. But I think it's coming along. I think it looks pretty good. Fairly crisp, but I've got a little ways to go still, so I'm happy with it. I can't say that I'm not happy with it. So all I got to do now is clean off my brushes. Make sure I clean off all the brushes that I've used, and then after I clean off my brushes, if you're a painter, you can't just clean them in your water. You gotta wash them. Wash them with soap and water. I've got a certain kind of soap that I like to use, but any soap will do, as long as it's soap, not some kind of like beauty bar or anything like that. That one's already clean. This one needs to be clean. You know, nothing with like heavy oils or super scented stuff. Just regular old soap. That way your brushes stay nice and clean and they will be good for you the next time. All right, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to thank everybody who came to visit today. I know there's only 1 or 2 people online right now, but if you're one of my friends who I need to make a new Instagram for my art and stop being so self-conscious. Yes, you do. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I spend too much time worrying about what are other people going to say about my work. And yeah, there might be somebody who comes online and says, you know, you suck at this. I don't care anymore. I got too many other things to worry about to care about what some schmuck says. So, you know, post your work, be open with it, and enjoy it, and you know, you'll gain more friends and a following, and you'll have a lot more fun with it. And to be honest, so far I've had 0 problems like that. I've never had anybody come up and say, you suck at this, you should stop doing it. So only good vibes, right? So you put out good vibes, hopefully you get good vibes back. So please share your work. If you've got work to share, again, you can share it here through the community or your own community and let me know. You could share it on Instagram. My Instagram is art.class23. I'm also on Threads, which is art.class23. So you can find me there or here or wherever. And I hope you have a great weekend and keep painting, keep drawing, and have a great day. Bye.